Shout out to the nation on this glorious day, man. I definitely appreciate y'all, man. Everybody that, support faithfully, man, and tune in and watch, whether intentionally or just in passing, man. I appreciate all y'all visitors and everything, man. So, without further ado, I want to jump right into it. Shout out to God, for this message and allowing me to present it to y'all, man. I was at work last night and I was just thinking, man, it's been a while since, I really just, sat and spent time with the Lord, man. It's been a little minute before I really focused in and zeroed in, man. I ain't talking about, get up in the morning, pray, and then, be on my way. I'm talking about really sat down, and spent, a couple minutes with him and just meditated. So, I be having a lot of free time at work. Well, not really free time, but I be having a lot of alone time at work, man. So I just, last night, I really got back to where, I felt like I need to be as far as feeding my spiritual man. And that's what I want to, relay to y'all today, as far as feeding that spiritual man and how important that is to basically feed your spirit. You think about feeding and eating, what's the purpose of it? Like for nourishment of our bodies, for growth of our bodies, basically so we won't, go hungry. So we'll have the strength to, move and, get through the day. So when I was thinking about that, I was thinking about, feeding our spirit and how do we do that and the negatives of, neglecting feeding the spirit. So feeding the spirit, to me, in my opinion, it's always my opinion, but it's spending time with God, spending time, reading, praying, fasting, meditating, talking to God the same way that we would, grow a relationship with a friend or, or a loved one. The relationship grows, by talking, by spending time. Nobody has friends that, we just, met and all of a sudden we became, best friends. It's, time, being cultivated throughout the years, hollering at each other, basically getting the time spending time to learn each other. And it's the same with God. We want to definitely be able to have that relationship, to be in tune with God, to learn him, to let him, well, he already know us, but to learn him, to learn his ways, to figure him out, to realize that he does love us no matter what. And you can only do that, like I said, by spending time with him. A lot of us, we busy, we got things we got to do, work, school, family, hobbies, all that stuff, play a role, in our lives. But we got to find time to sit with God. We got to find time to spend time with him. It's important. So, I go back to the feeding. If you don't eat, you starve, you go hungry, you struggle. Ultimately, if you don't eat for an extended period of time, what happens? You die. And I kind of tie that into, our spiritual feeding. Whatever, you don't feed, eventually will die. And if you don't, feed your spirit constantly, or feed, your spirit, throughout the day, it's going to get weak. We get weak when we don't eat. We can go to the gym on an empty stomach and feel weak. Why? Because we have no food to nourish our body. It's the same thing, throughout the day. If you feel like, your relationship with God is distant, or you feel like your spirit is fatiguing or weak, maybe you need to feed your spirit a little more. Maybe you need to nourish your spirit a little more than what you're doing. That will cause growth. Feeding, causes growth. When we go to the gym, since, I'm in the world of fitness, and those that follow me, we're in fitness world. When you go to the gym and you have a hard workout, what you need to do afterwards, you need to eat to give your muscles the nourishment to grow. It's the same thing with the spiritual, with your spiritual man, with your spiritual being. It needs to eat. It needs to be fed. And, it's definitely an encouragement to anybody and everybody out there that's watching this channel. I definitely appreciate y'all if y'all sticking with me for the 5 minutes. But, nourish your spirit, man. Spend more time with God throughout the day, praying, reading the Bible, meditating, fasting. Just get to an area, man, where you because he's worthy. I mean, he's constantly doing stuff for us, whether we know it or not, man. You know, tomorrow never promised, man. So any time that we can wake up, breathe, embrace the grind, do what it is we love to do, that's God doing something for you, man. So you should always keep in the back of your mind, you know, it's something I always got to thank him for. So he should constantly be in your mind, because he's always doing something for us. So without, you know, further ado, man, you know, like I said, I'm just hoping this encourages somebody, you know, to spend more time with God and get that spirit fed and keep that spirit fed. So appreciate y'all again for watching, man. Give me that.